It's finally happening, the moment you've been waiting for, even if you didn't realize it. The calendar has reached its last page of September. And here you are, seeing this message right now. That is not a coincidence. That is not chance. This is alignment. This is confirmation, and this is why you are here. The last day of September is not just another date to cross off. It is a mirror, a threshold, a final test that you have already walked through without even knowing it. Every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, every heavy weight you carried this month was preparing you for this. You might have thought you were breaking, but the truth is you were being tested. And the fact that you are here right now proves something powerful. This is why you're seeing this, because the final test is not about perfection. It's about endurance. It's about holding on when everything tried to pull you apart. It's about choosing light when shadows surrounded you. And that's why the universe allowed this message to find you now, on the last day, at the final crossing point of September. But the story doesn't end here. Passing the test does not mean the journey is finished. It means the real journey begins. The energies of this day are charged, alive, waiting for those who are ready to step into the next level of their awakening. And if this message resonates with you, then you already know this is not random. This is the core. Stay until the end, because the deepest message has been saved for the closing moments. And if you can already feel this speaking to your soul, take it as a sign. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Chosen one. The truth is this: you did not stumble here by accident. This message found you because you already endured what many could not. The final test of September was not a single moment. It was a series of hidden trials woven into your everyday life. And though you may not have realized it, you kept walking when others would have stopped. You kept believing when others surrendered. You kept listening when the noise around you tried to drown out your inner voice. The tests of this month were subtle, yet heavy. They came as moments of silence where you felt forgotten. They came as doors that slammed shut just when you thought they were about to open. They came as people around you showing their true colors, sometimes in ways that broke your heart. They came as restless nights when your body ached with a weight you couldn't explain. And every time the universe was watching, not to punish you, but to see if you would choose trust over fear. And you did. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not without mistakes, but perfection was never the requirement. The test was about persistence. Did you get back up when you fell? Did you keep your spirit intact when negativity tried to invade? Did you remember your worth even when the world tried to strip it away? These were the real questions. And if you're still here, if this message has reached you on the last day of September, then the answer is clear. The passing of this final test is not marked by fireworks. It is quiet. It is subtle. It shows up in the way your heart feels lighter now, even if nothing outside of you has changed yet. It shows up in the way you can look at your own reflection and finally see resilience staring back. It shows up in the calm that follows the storm, in the knowing that you are stronger than every obstacle that tried to break you. But chosen one, do not misunderstand. The test was never about them, the people, the situations, the delays. The test was always about you. Would you remain faithful to your path? Would you protect your energy even when it cost you company? Would you walk away from what drained you even when it felt familiar? These were the crossroads. These were the choices that defined whether you would rise or remain. And by standing here today, you have proven that you chose wisely. The energy of this last day of September is heavy with completion. It is like the closing of a chapter that was long and difficult, yet necessary. Every tear, every moment of confusion, every wave of frustration was written into this chapter for one reason: to strip away what was false and leave only what is true. The final test was not about adding more to your life, but about removing what was holding you back. And because you allowed that release, even if it was painful, you have stepped into alignment with what comes next. Think back over the past weeks. Remember how many times you wanted to give up. Remember how many times you felt alone. Remember how many times you thought, I can't take any. Yet here you are, breathing, listening, awake. That is victory. Not because everything is perfect, but because you did not quit. That is what it means to pass the final test. The signs have been there all along. That friend who suddenly distanced themselves, that was protection, not rejection. That plan that fell apart, that was redirection, not failure. That restless night where you felt the weight of the world, that was your soul recalibrating, not collapsing. The final test asked if you would see with spiritual eyes instead of physical ones. And you chose to trust the unseen, to believe in the guidance that cannot always be explained. That is why this message is reaching you now, confirming what your spirit already knows. And now, as September closes its final day, the air feels different. The portal is not shut. It is open, alive, and waiting for those who endured the refinement of these trials. The final test was never about punishing you. It was about preparing you. It was about sharpening your discernment so you could walk into the next season without the weight of illusion. It was about strengthening your heart so that you would never again settle for less than what you deserve. It was about teaching you to trust the voice inside, even when no one else understood. Passing the test means this: you are ready to release the past, ready to see yourself as the universe sees you, chosen, worthy, strong, ready to carry peace in your heart, even when chaos surrounds you, ready to trust that the path ahead will unfold exactly as it should, because you no longer need to control it. This is the deeper meaning of the last day of September. It is not simply the closing of a month, it is the sealing of a test. The confirmation that you were never walking through the fire for nothing. You were walking through it to emerge purified for nothing. You were walking through it to emerge purified, aligned, unshakable. And now, as you stand on the edge of what comes next, you can feel it. You are not the same person you were at the beginning of this month. You are more. You are awakened. You are chosen. Chosen one. Passing the final test is not just about what you endured. It is about what it awakened inside of you. The universe does not test you to watch you struggle. It tests you to show you your own strength. Every challenge of this month has been like a mirror, revealing parts of yourself you may have overlooked. You thought you were breaking, but in truth, you were uncovering. The strength was always there. It just needed the fire to bring it forward. Look carefully at what happened around you in these final days of September. Nothing was random. The sudden arguments, the heavy silence, the strange timing of events, these were not coincidences. They were signs, each one pointing you to deeper truth. Perhaps someone close to you revealed their real intentions. Perhaps an opportunity fell apart just as you were about to accept it. Perhaps you were forced to sit in solitude when all you wanted was company. These moments felt uncomfortable, but they were designed to protect you. The universe often protects you through what feels like loss. That person walking away, that was a shield. That plan failing, that was redirection. That moment of loneliness, that was preparation for independence. The final test is never about punishment. It is about protection. And chosen one, you are being asked to trust that even what looked like a setback was secretly a step forward. This is why awareness is your greatest tool. Passing the test did not mean escaping difficulty. It meant recognizing the meaning inside it. Every sign you noticed, every whisper your intuition spoke, every small decision to listen instead of ignore, that is what carried you through. Many people walked through these same days, but not everyone saw the signs. That is what sets you apart. You noticed, you listened, you chose faith. And that is why this message found you. The final test was also about patience. Chosen ones often want answers quickly. You wanted clarity, direction, relief. But instead, you were asked to wait. Waiting is not weakness. Waiting is training. In wait, your faith is stretched. In waiting, your discernment grows. In waiting, you learn to hear the voice of the universe above the noise of the world. The patience you practiced this month was not wasted. It was building spiritual muscles you will need for what lies ahead. And let's speak about energy, because this is where many chosen ones struggle. The heaviness you felt was not only yours. Sensitive souls absorb the emotions and vibrations of others. You may have carried stress that wasn't yours, anxiety that belonged to someone else, even confusion that seeped into you from the world around you. The final test was about learning to separate what is yours from what is not. To say, this energy is not mine, I release it. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is survival. Without it, you cannot fulfill your purpose. There were also signs, synchronicities that appeared more often than usual in these days. Numbers repeating, dreams carrying hidden messages, unexpected encounters that stirred something inside you. These were not accidents. The universe was speaking louder, trying to see if you would note. Some of you dreamt of people you hadn't seen in years, only to have them reach out the next day. Some of you felt a presence, a quiet nudge, reminding you that you are not walking alone. These are confirmations that you are on the right and chosen one. This is important. The test was not about winning against others. It was about choosing yourself. Too often you give your energy away, hoping to be understood, to be accepted, to be loved. But this final test asked, will you love yourself enough to walk away from what drains you? Will you trust yourself enough to follow your inner voice, even when others call you foolish? Will you stand alone if standing alone is what it takes to stay in alignment? Passing the test means answering yes. Notice also the time. This is not the middle of the year, not the beginning, but the end of September. Energetically, this moment marks a turning point, a closing of a cycle. The universe often saves its sharpest lessons for the edges of time, the end of a month, the close of a season, the threshold before a new chapter. Why? Because these edges are thresholds. They are bridges between what was and what will be. And in order to step into what's next, you must prove that you can leave behind what no longer belongs. That was the essence of the final test. Do not underestimate what you have overcome. Many would have crumbled under the same weight. Many did. Yet here you are, awake, breathing, listening to this message. That is proof of resilience. And resilience is the seed of transformation. The universe does not place you in fire unless you are meant to come out as gold. You endured the flames of September, and though you may still feel the heat, it has already reshaped you in ways you cannot yet see. The next part of your journey requires this refinement. The illusions have fallen. The false supports have been removed. The hidden truths have been revealed. You are lighter now, clearer, sharp, and because you passed the test, the universe will now entrust you with more wisdom, more responsibility, more alignment. But for now, on this last day of September, breathe, recognize what you've come through, honor yourself for enduring, allow the weight to lift, even just for a moment, because you have proven what needed to be proven. And remember, this is not the end, this is the crossing. The final test was not the closing of your story, it was the opening of a new one. The signs will continue, the energies will still speak, the guidance will not stop. You have been marked by your endurance, and now you are prepared for the path ahead. Chosen one, now that you know the weight of the final test and the purpose behind it, you must also understand what it means for your path forward. Tests are never given without reward. The universe is not cruel, it is precise. And when you pass through fire, there is always treasure on the other side. What you have endured in September has not been wasted. It has created openings, prepared blessings, and cleared a path that you may not yet see, but will soon walk upon. Take notice of how different you already feel compared to the beginning of this month. The heaviness may still linger, but beneath it, there is a quiet strength, a subtle peace. That peace is not an illusion. It is the first evidence of transformation. It means that something inside of you has shifted. Where you once doubted, you now believe. Where you once feared, you now feel courage rising. Where you once gave away your energy freely, you are now learning to protect. These inner shifts may seem small, but they are the foundations of your new reality. The final test was not only about endurance, it was about alignment. By saying no to what drained you, You said yes to what will empower you. By walking away from the familiar, you opened space for the new. By trusting signs you could not explain, you proved that you are ready for guidance beyond logic. This alignment is powerful, chosen one, because it prepares you to receive what is meant only for you. Not every gift is for every soul, but those who endure, those who listen, those who wait in faith, they are entrusted with blessings that cannot be stolen or imitated. You may begin to notice these blessings in subtle ways. A conversation that seems ordinary may open a door you've been waiting on. A delay you once hated may reveal itself as perfect timing. A dream may give you a clear picture of your next step. These are confirmations that you are in flow with the universe. Do not dismiss them. Do not call them coincidences. They are proof that your passing of the test has unlocked the next stage of your journey. There is also renewal waiting for you. The exhaustion of September will begin to shift into energy. The confusion will begin to give way to clarity. The loneliness will transform into deeper connections with people who truly see you. Do not think that the silence of this month means you will remain isolated. The final test often requires separation, but it is never permanent. The universe removes what is false so that it can bring what is true. Hold on, the right connections are already being guided toward you. And chosen one, remember this. The universe has been watching how you handle what is small before it gives you what is great. If you remained grateful even when you had little, expect more. If you protected your peace even when it cost you friends, expect better connections. If you trusted the process even when you couldn't see the outcome, expect clearer signs. The passing of this test means you are trustworthy in the eyes of the universe. And with that trust comes greater opportunities. Do not be surprised if you begin to feel lighter in the days that follow. Not because every problem will disappear, but because your spirit has grown stronger, and strength changes the way you carry your burden. A weight that once crushed you now feels manageable. A storm that once terrified you now feels like training. This is the fruit of the test. It is not that the world changes instantly. It is that you change, and your new strength transforms how you walk through the world. And this is where hope must rise in you. Not shallow hope that denies reality, but deep hope that knows reality is never final. Whatever feels unfinished right now is still being worked on. Whatever feels silent is still echoing in the unseen. Whatever feels delayed is still moving in the right direction. Your endurance has activated something powerful in the spiritual realm, and in time you will see it manifest. The final test also revealed your true identity. You are not fragile, though you may have felt fragile. You are not lost, though confusion tried to blind you. You are not abandoned, though loneliness tried to convince you otherwise. You are chosen, and being chosen means you are equipped, guided, and supported in ways you may never fully understand, but you will feel it. You will see it in the confirmations that follow. You will know it when doors open that you could never have forced open on your own. So, chosen one, lift your head. The test is behind you. The weight is lifting. The blessings are near. The signs are aligned. This last day of September is not the end. It is proof that you made it through, that you were refined and prepared, that you are ready for what is coming. Do not let fear creep back in. Do not let doubt steal what you have gained. You have crossed through the hardest part, and the light is waiting on the other side. Chosen one, when you reach the end of a season, the temptation is to look back at everything that went wrong, everything that was lost, everything that never seemed to work. But the universe does not want your eyes stuck on what has already passed. It wants your vision on what is forming. What you see as failure was truly foundation. What you see as delay was really alignment, and what you see as silence was preparation. Take a deep breath. Feel the truth in this moment. You survived September's fire. You walked through storms that others could not even imagine. You carried weight that did not belong to you, yet you found the strength to release it. You endured nights of loneliness, yet you discovered a deeper connection with yourself. You faced trials that seemed designed to break you, yet here you are, awake, alert, aware. This is not survival alone. This is victory. But understand this. Victory is not always loud. It does not always come with applause. Sometimes victory looks like peace in your heart when chaos surrounds you. Sometimes it looks like walking away when every part of you wants to stay. Sometimes it looks like staying silent when you are provoked to speak. These quiet victories are the ones that prove your growth. They are the invisible evidence that you passed the final test. And because you passed, you are entering a new vibration. The frequency of your spirit has shifted. You may notice that you no longer tolerate what you once accepted. The conversations you once entertained now feel heavy. The habits you once excused now feel toxic. The company you once kept now feels misaligned. Do not resist this shift. It is proof that you are leveling up. Your spirit has been refined, and the lower energies cannot remain with you. Release them. Let them go. This is also why, in these final days, you may feel both lighter and heavier at the same time. Lighter, because you have released so much. Heavier, because your spirit is still adjusting to its new strength. Do not mistake this heaviness as failure. It is integration. It is your body and soul aligning with the new energy you have stepped into. With time, the weight will ease and clarity will expand. Chosen one, this is why your awareness matters. Every sign you see, every dream you remember, every inner nudge you feel, it all counts. Nothing is random. If the universe went through the trouble of aligning you with this exact message on the last day of September, then you must know everything else in your life is being guided with the same precision. You are not lost. You are not wandering. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And here is a secret. The final test was never about September alone. It was about preparing you for the greater tests and blessings that are coming. The universe wanted to see if you could stand even when you were tired, if you could trust even when you saw nothing, if you could love yourself even when others withheld love, because only then can you be trusted with the greater doors that are waiting. You proved yourself worthy not by being perfect, but by not giving up. That is what it means to be chosen. So now, instead of looking back with regret, look forward with expectation. The pain of September was not wasted. It was investment. The tears were not wasted. They were watering seeds you cannot yet see. The silence was not wasted. It was tuning your spirit to hear what most people miss. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly on time. And chosen one, hear this clearly. You are not alone. Others may not understand your journey, but the universe does. Your ancestors do. The spiritual realm that walks beside you does. That is why signs have followed you. That is why messages like this appear at the exact moment you need them. That is why, even in your darkest hour, there was always a whisper reminding you to keep going. You are guided. You are supported. You are never forgotten. This is what the last day of September is about. Not endings, not loss, but confirmation. You passed the test, and because of that, you are ready to walk into the next chapter with strength, with clarity, and with faith. You are not the same as you were before. You are stronger, sharper, wise, and soon you will see why the fire was necessary, why the silence mattered, and why the test had to come when it did. Chosen one, the last day of September is not simply a number on a calendar. It is a marker, a spiritual threshold, a divine check. The universe has been preparing you for this day, and the fact that these words have reached you now is not chance. It is confirmation. This is the message you were meant to receive, because this is the truth you were meant to embody. You passed the final test. Think back over the weeks that brought you here, the doubts, the late-night thoughts that threatened to consume you, the battles no one else saw but you fought alone. Every one of them was part of the refining fire. You may have thought you were breaking, but what was really happening is that everything false was burning away. The truth of who you are, the strength of your spirit, the clarity of your vision, these were being revealed. And now, standing on the last day of September, you can look back and see that nothing was wasted. The pain was a teacher, the silence was a guide, the delays were protection, even the betrayals were redirection. Everything the universe allowed into your path had a purpose, and that purpose was to shape you into who you are right now. Awake, aware, chosen. But understand this, passing the test does not mean the challenges disappear. What it means is that you have proven you are strong enough to handle what comes next. The universe can now entrust you with more clarity, more responsibility, more blessings. The final test was never about punishment. It was about preparation. It was the universe asking, are you ready? And your endurance, your faith, your persistence has answered. That is why, from this day forward, things will begin to shift. You will see signs with greater clarity. You will hear your intuition with sharper precision. You will feel a deeper connection with the unseen forces that guide you. Where others see confusion, you will see pattern. Where others give up, you will press forward. Where others collapse, you will stand. This is the fruit of passing the test. And remember, chosen one, you are not alone in this. Even if people around you cannot understand your path, the spiritual realm does. Your guides, your ancestors, the universe itself has been walking with you all along. Every moment you felt abandoned, you were actually being watched over. Every time you thought no one cared, the universe was whispering, keep going, just a little further. That whisper is what brought you here to this very moment. So do not waste this confirmation. Honor it. Let it renew your faith. Let it strengthen your resolve. Let it remind you that you are not weak. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are chosen, and chosen ones are never forgotten. As September closes, see this day not as an ending, but as a doorway. You stand on the threshold of something greater, and your faith has carried you here. The final test was the price of entry, and you have paid it. Now step forward without fear. The path ahead may not be fully revealed, but you will not walk it blind. Each step you take will light up one by one, as long as you trust the alignment. So breathe deeply, lift your head, and know this: you have already proven yourself. You don't need to beg for signs anymore. They will find you. You don't need to fear the unknown anymore. You were built for it. You don't need to question if you're worthy. You passed the test, and that alone is the proof. This is your time, chosen one. The universe is speaking clearly. The hardest part is behind you. The final test has been completed. Now the rewards, the clarity, and the blessings can arrive. You are no longer surviving. You are stepping into victory. And as this message reaches its close, let it sink into your spirit. This is not just another day. This is confirmation that everything you've endured had meaning, that you are walking in alignment, that you are chosen. So share this message. Let others who are still in the fire know that hope exists. Let those who feel lost know that they are. Let those who are weary know that the test is not forever, that there is a breakthrough on the other side. You are living proof. The universe trusted you with this test because it knew you could carry it. And now it trusts you with this truth because it knows you can spread it. Take this as your sign, your confirmation, your victory cry. You made it through. Chosen one. The final message is clear. Your story does not end with September. It only begins anew from here. Walk with courage. Walk with peace. Walk with the certainty that you are chosen.